Hello, this is the WJTS News. I'm Bill Potter. In tonight's news, 2 arrested in Ferdinand for meth use. Volunteers attack invasive species at the Dubois County Park. The Jasper Walk to End Alzheimer's was a success. Also tonight, Joy Holt talks with Lagodi Mayor Noel Hardy. And in sports, Kurt Guxell looks at the high school football from this past weekend. Plus, Inform features Whitney Hall talking about the upcoming Haunted Huntingburg. Both drivers received minor injuries and one was cited in a 2-vehicle accident early this morning on Jasper's far south side. Jasper police say just after 5:30 this morning, vehicles driven by 42-year-old Emerald Fisher of Birdseye and 44-year-old Victoria Rodriguez of Huntingburg were both traveling in the northbound lane of U.S. Highway 231 when Fisher told police her attention was diverted away from the roadway. At the time, police say the Rodriguez crossover SUV was stopped in the roadway, waiting for oncoming southbound traffic to pass so she could turn west onto HRJ Lane. Fisher told police when her attention returned to the roadway, Rodriguez was stopped immediately in front of her and she was unable to avoid a collision. The left front corner of Fisher's vehicle struck the right rear corner of Rodriguez's crossover. Police say the vehicles remained in contact. Fisher's Jeep passed along the right side of it. The Jeep then crossed the southbound lane of the traffic and came to a stop on the west side of the roadway. Fisher complained of left arm pain while Rodriguez complained of neck pain. She was taken by ambulance to Memorial Hospital for evaluation by Memorial EMS. Damage to the Fisher Jeep was listed at $10,000, while the Rodriguez crossover sustained $12,000 in damage. Jasper police ticketed Emerald Fisher for following too closely. 2 men were arrested on drug charges in Ferdinand and jailed after a complaint of unwanted visitors Friday evening. Just before 10 p.m., Ferdinand police received a complaint in reference to an unwanted visitor in a residence along the 600 block of West 9th Street. When police arrived, they found 21-year-old Alan Hutchins and 32-year-old Jason Rassicott, who police say had been smoking methamphetamine together. Police say one of the men reached a heightened level of activity and anxiety due to the drug. The other became uncomfortable and nervous and wanted the friend removed from the residence by police. Both were arrested and charged, then taken to the Dubois County Security Center in Jasper. Ferdinand police were assisted by the Indiana State Police and the Dubois County Sheriff's Department, along with Memorial EMS. The Invasive Species Awareness Coalition, ISAC, or ISAC, of Dubois County, held a workday on Saturday at the Dubois County Park near Brettsville. Armed with saws, sprayers, and loppers, a small army of volunteers attacked invasive plant species in an effort to eradicate them from the Dubois County Park. The invasive species eradication was organized by the Invasive Species Awareness Coalition to focus on identification, public awareness, mapping, and eradication of invasive species in Dubois County. Ron Rathfon, Extension Forester for the Southern Indiana Purdue Ag Center, tells us why this project is important.
Invasive species are species that have been brought from other parts of the world. They're not native to this area. And many of them were brought on purpose, but at a time when they didn't understand the potential impacts that they might have on our native plants, our natural environment. And so many of these plants were introduced decades ago for good purposes, but since then they've spread. And they've spread unrelentingly into our forests and other wild places. And they're choking out the native plants, threatening forest health by preventing a new crop of tree seedlings from coming up through them because they're so dense. And they just make the woods an inhospitable place for humans too. As much of this brush is thick and thorny, and so it makes it difficult to hunt for mushrooms, to hunt for ginseng or to hunt wild game.
Addressing the non-native invasive species allows the native plants, songbirds, and wildlife to once again thrive in their ecosystems. What can you do to help? Rathfon has suggestions.
So one of the things we're urging the citizens of Du Bois County to do is to only plant those species that are at least not invasive if they're not native, but really look at planting native plants. And we're trying to work with some of our local nurseries to encourage the sale of native plants over some of these extremely invasive exotic species like the Bradford pear, other ornamental pears, the burning bush. And so that's one of our main messages.
Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and residents participated in the Invasive Species Project at the park. Judy Brown of the Du Bois County Soil and Conservation District tells us why the Du Bois County Park was selected.
We selected the county park for a couple of reasons. One is that it's very visible and a lot of residents use the park, but also it is heavily infested with invasive species. The woods and the brushy areas, they all have a lot of multiflora rose and autumn olive and honeysuckle, and all of these species are very invasive, so we're trying to help eliminate them so that the native plants can thrive in this area. We've also worked along the Riverwalk last year as well for the same reason. We removed the invasives and planted some natives just so these areas that are visited by a lot of people can be enjoyed in their natural state, and also it's to raise awareness. Raise awareness that there are invasive species all over. One that you'll see now is burning bush. A lot of people put that in their landscaping and it escapes, so we find that out in the woods as well. So we're doing this to beautify the properties that we all enjoy, as well as to control some of the invasive plants and raise awareness so that people know what the plants look like and what to do to stop them.
Visit the Invasive Species Awareness Coalition's website at ISAC of Du Bois County for more information about invasive species and the ISAC. Jasper's Depot and Riverwalk was a buzz Saturday as both areas played host to family-friendly community activities. Area residents united at Jasper's Riverwalk to raise awareness and funds to reclaim the future for millions at the Alzheimer's Association's Walk to End Alzheimer's. Last year's event raised $65,000, contributing to more than $82.5 million raised nationwide for care, support, and research efforts for those impacted by Alzheimer's. During the day's event, those participating were educated about Alzheimer's disease, advocacy opportunities, clinical studies, enrollment, and support programs and services. Walk participants also honored those affected by Alzheimer's disease with the poignant Promise Garden ceremony. This year's walk in Jasper raised $49,359 with over 242 participants and 41 teams. While the walk is over, fundraising is still open, and all donations made through the end of the year will continue to benefit the 2017 walk. If you would like to donate to the Walk to End Alzheimer's Jasper Walk, you can do so by visiting their website at act.alz.org and click on the Donate tab. And the Jasper Train Depot Saturday hosted hundreds of children and their parents as the city held the annual Touch-a-Truck event. Police cars, fire trucks, ambulances, street sweeping utility vehicles, and multiple bucket trucks were on display. The Jasper Fire Department displayed the newest addition to its fleet with its Rescue 1 unit, along with an ambulance for children to explore. Drivers to the trucks handed out candy, stickers, and plastic kid-friendly hard hats. The Touch-a-Truck event continues to be an opportunity for families and community members to interact with their local public city services and a chance for Jasper to showcase the fleet that keeps the city safe and clean. The Board of Directors of the Tri-County YMCA, or Tri-County Y, announced the completion of a Community Needs Assessment, CNA, intended to help direct current and future activities of the organization. The CNA was conducted in partnership with the Indiana Youth Institute and was partially funded by the Du Bois and Spencer County Community Foundations. The Community Needs Assessment was composed of 3 key information gathering methods: an online community survey, focus group meetings, and individual interviews. Through the assessment process, input was received from over 1,000 individuals and organizations across DuBois, Perry, and Spencer counties. Survey results highlighted strengths of the Tri-County Y, including the high quality of programming such as summer camps, after-school programs, and preschool sports. It also highlighted were the Y's strong connection to the Christian mission of building healthy spirit, mind, and body, as well as high-quality staff and a clean, family-oriented facility. With the praise came suggestions offered as well, many of which were immediately acted upon, including adding Friday night child watch hours, expanding group exercise programming, and implementing programs serving a broader age range. Another important point of feedback was a reminder that the mission and the impact of the Y are still not thoroughly enough communicated and appreciated throughout the three-county service area. Perhaps the greatest value of the CNA was the strategic recommendations gleaned from the large amounts of data. The Board of Directors is now investigating options for addressing facility constraints resulting from growth, better reaching a geographically dispersed service area, and evaluating expanded aquatic program offerings. Most significantly, the CNA reinforced the Y's commitment to partnering with organizations of all types in pursuit of common goals for the community. Tri-County YMCA Executive Director Mike Steffi summarized the effort, noting they were amazed at the overwhelming response and dearly value the focused input that helped them to shape the organization's future and continue to carry their Christian mission to their three-county service area for years to come. Please stay tuned. Monday with the Mayor featuring Lagodi Mayor Noel Hardy. Weather, sports, and Inform are still to come on 18 WJTS News.